What's up, everybody? AP Trucker back for a second. It's been a minute. Don't you start. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share the video. Like I said, I like the comments. I appreciate them. It gets me, it helps me come up with ideas and stuff to talk about. Then I watch other people's videos also to get better ideas of what, that's basically why it's a lot of space in between my videos, because you know, I'll be out here driving and, you know, experiencing things, but it's not really a lot to talk about. So I'll be getting ideas and stuff like that. So this video, I'm going to address my experience of the schooling part of getting my CDL and becoming a truck driver. So it was a schooling company called Drivers Solutions. They give you a loan for like $5,000-$6,000, and you get the school together that you're gonna go to practice your pre-trip and your air brakes, your in-cab, your maneuvers, your road time, and all of that. Then you pay back the loan. You can set up payment arrangements, and I pay only $50 a week, you know, back to that $5 or $6 grand that I borrowed for them to send me through school. And then you can go through an accelerated course to where you only have to be in school for like 4 to 6 weeks, and then you get your CDL and become a truck driver. But I'm not sure if I talked about this before, but I was just thinking about it to let y'all know, you know, how simple it really is, and it doesn't take that long or that much time. I went to AAA School of Trucking in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Abe, Gino, and Troy, they helped me get out here, and I said that before, and I just want to shout them out because I wouldn't be anything without the three of them men, and they my family for life or longer, and I don't know, I just owe everything I know to them. So what I do suggest before going to school is to get your permits first. Just in order to get road time in the truck, you have to have your permits first. If you start school before getting your permit, they make you get your permit before they allow you to get in the truck and have road time. So, excuse me. So I would suggest getting your combination, your air brakes, and your general knowledge permits for your CDL trucking license first. Go to the DMV, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you. You can go back every single day until you pass it. Those three are essential to becoming a truck driver and obtaining your CDL, excuse me. Let me show you my dog. No, I can't show him right now. I'm driving, but I'll show him later on. I ain't gonna change the subject. Going back to that. So you get to school, and I would suggest learning your pre-trip first, because that is the most detailed portion of your schooling process that you're going to experience. Learn your pre-trip. Do that an hour every day when you first get to school. An hour every day. Do your in-cab. Do your air brakes. Your air brakes, you cannot mess up a step, so you got to follow the exact order of your air brake in succession and complete it. If you miss something and you remember that you missed something, just let the instructor know when it's time for you to take your CDL test. I forgot something. Do you mind if I start over? 9 times out of 10, your instructor is going to let you start over if you recognize it, while the test is going on. And that's in your air brakes. And including with your pre-trip when you're doing that. If you forget something, let them know that you forgot it, and then mention it before your pre-trip test is over. Your maneuvers, you got to do a straight line back, an offset, which is like a parallel park, and an alley dock, which is a 90-degree backing into a stall. They teach you how to drive a manual. You can take your test in an automatic, but you will be restricted to drive a manual whenever you get hired to a company. You will be restricted. And some companies, even if you do pass your test in a manual, and let's say it takes you 3 months to get a job, and you don't feel comfortable with driving a manual anymore, you can tell the company that you're going to try to work for that you would rather have an automatic and be tested in an automatic versus a manual. But they'll restrict you. The company itself will restrict you to just automatics and no manuals. So if anything happens to your truck and they don't have any other trucks available, you are not allowed to drive a manual. They will not let you drive a manual because you have restricted yourself to an automatic truck through that company. But your CDL that you passed the test with has no restriction for a manual. That's what I opted to do. I opted to not do manual. I know a lot of truck drivers say you're not a real truck driver if you can't drive a manual. I can drive a manual, but I just didn't want to mess up when I got to the company, getting stuck, forgetting gears and shifting and stalling and all of that stuff. So I just X'd that completely out. If you do, if it does happen to where your truck breaks down and it's in the shop and the only thing that they do have is a manual and you can't drive it, you will not be getting paid for being down while your truck is in the shop because you restricted yourself to drive an automatic and they don't have any automatics available. So, with that being said, you would have to, it's a decision that you have to make on your own, accord. So, it's whatever you feel comfortable with. And it took me, getting back to the schooling part, it took me 5 weeks to get my CDL. And before you go to school and dedicate that time to schooling, make sure you have some sort of a nest egg that you can rely on as far as money wise, because if you can dedicate 100% of your time into the schooling aspect of getting your CDL, it can take you 4 to 6 weeks to get it. If you're doing both, which some companies do allow you to come to school at night from like 5 to 10 at night, you have to work during the day, but you get less hours concentrating on, and focusing on how fast you can progress through the cycle or the courses. And you have 7 tests to take. You got the pre-trip, the in-cab, the air brakes. Those are 3 separate tests. Then you have the 3 different maneuvers that you have to, take. And then you have the road test. You got 7 different tests that you have to pass. And you can fail, a few times. But if you fail a certain amount of times with the pre-trip and in-cab air brakes, you got to start over and go back and get your permits all over again, and you have to do everything from scratch. I think it's like 3 strikes, and then you got to start over. So, you know, you want to try to concentrate on the most detailed parts first, which is your pre-trip, your in-cab, and your air brakes. Stressing pre-trip, because that is the biggest portion of the first set of tests that you have to take. Biggest portion, and it takes the longest, the pre-trip. Very detailed, and depending on what state you're coming out of. I came out of Philadelphia, and they condensed the pre-trip at AAA School in Philadelphia down on Delaware Ave. So they shortened it some. But the guys down there, they're really good. You will learn. Very dedicated guys. I can't stress enough how important those men are to me and in my life, and I appreciate them immensely. Oh dang, I'm about 11 minutes in. So yeah, and then it got me into the first company I worked for, which was Road Tax. You can go back into my previous videos to find out how the experiences for Road Tax, Western Express, US Express, you know, I tried getting a Warner, how these companies treat the drivers. But right now, like I said, I am employed by Crete, C-R-E-T-E, out of, is based, their home terminal is in Lincoln, Nebraska. Like I said, I live in Philadelphia. My home terminal is in Mechanicsburg, which is in Carlisle, PA. So they got different regions that you can drive. You can do OTR like I'm doing. That's over the road, all 48 states. And you can also do Northeast region. They got a refrigerator reefer division, which is called Schaefer. And then they got Hunt, which is the flatbed division. 3 different divisions. You can do Northeast region. It depends on what you're looking for. Just call recruiting and ask all the questions that you need to ask. And like before, if you do go to Crete, use me as a reference. Let them know that you got all the information that you got from Crete, for Crete, from me. My driver code is PAIAN. P is in Paul, A is in Apple, I is in Igloo, A is in Apple, N as in Nancy.
Say a command.
Hold on. So yeah, but this company does not provide GPSs. You have to come with your own. It's very essential that you do have a GPS out here. They can run anywhere between $200 and $500. Right now, I just picked up the Garmin 780 version, and that was $430. But let me just telling you the stuff that I'm going through. But like I said, I'm just checking back in for a few seconds here, and I'm in Indiana right now. It is snowing like crazy out here. I mean, like crazy. I don't know if I can turn this camera around. No, I can't. But sheesh. Let me see if I can show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see, but it's snowing like crazy. It's like a whiteout out here. You know, they want you to have a year. You know, they ask you if you have any winter driving experience. Like I said, it's very good to stay at a company for at least a year, so you can get that whole 12-month and all 4 seasons under your belt. It looks good on your resume through the other companies that you have completed a winter out here in a truck. You know, try to stay safe. Take your time. You know, if you do have to slow down, put your hazards on. let the drivers know behind you that you're being cautious, you know. And yeah, I just wanted to check back in with y'all for a second, and I'll get back into story time, letting y'all know how, you know, my life was, you know, growing up, and what got me, led me out, get off my hand, excuse me, led me into this career. And yeah, there you go, talking. So with him barking, I'm going to end this video because he's starting to be rude. So I'll be back with y'all in a day or two, maybe a week. I'll try to stay up on it. Stop. All right, y'all. Be safe out there. Be careful, and like I said, ask me some questions. I'll tell you no lies. So, alright, that's me. AP, trucker.